Good evening, Relentless. Man, I am so freaking fired up to be with you guys tonight. If you're fired up, type it in the chat. I'm fired up. Come on. We want to see you moving. I'm fired up. Let's see that. Come on, Josh and Jeannie. Don't take a sip of water right now, man. Don't put out those flames. All right, you got to type in the chat. I am fired the freak up, man. Guys, I'm so excited for tonight. Listen, send those messages to your teams. Get them out, man. This is going to be the greatest Tuesday night training that this team has ever freaking had. We've got $3 million a year earner, Chris Koob, on the call tonight. He's going to be joining us in just a couple of minutes here, guys. But before we do, we've got an incredible lineup of our incredible producers and regional vice presidents that's going to be coming up to speak to you guys. They're going to bring the heat. And to introduce them, I want to introduce you to our incredible MC for the evening. Give it up for $100,000 earner, the great, the incredible Sarah Fallon. Give it up for Sarah in the chat. Go ahead, Sarah.
John, let's go. Oh my gosh, I just love it. It makes me want to get fired. You guys, I'm so fired up right now. Happy freaking Tuesday, you guys. Welcome to Teaching Tuesday. We have an amazing lineup of speakers. But first off, I am so excited to introduce our first speaker. All right, you guys, right now, her team's at over 74 recruits right now for the month. They're going to nail past 100, near term $200,000 earner, senior vice president, our girl, the one and only, the famous Amy Cracchiolo.
Sarah, I just love you. You guys, first of all, John's energy is so hard to follow up. I think we can all agree. Britt, I'm like, do your kids sleep when he's like screaming in the office? Are they fully asleep? That baby is probably like jumping around in your belly. Oh my, that's my daddy. You know, you guys, happy Tuesday. We all come together on Tuesday night. And I always think about, what am I going to talk about tonight? What's going to like resonate the most with you guys? And first and foremost, I want to give credit to my team. They're doing, let me get this in presentation mode for you guys. They're doing phenomenal things. Everyone knows Bailey Knuth. He is just crushing it with his leadership. He will be my next regional vice president, hands down, within the next 60 days. Emmy Dickerson's following right behind him. You guys, she's over 35 recruits on her team this month. Her and Marla on her team are tag teaming and doing it together. Shantanique Tober is independently closing on her own, big deal. April Ellenberg, biggest hands down transformation on the team, was not coachable her first 60 days and got tired of it. And now she's getting results. She's now coachable. And Melissa Lill, who is a mom of 2 beautiful babies who works full time, is crushing it right now. She went division leader in less than 30 days. She's getting ready to test. So that's a big deal. So thank you to my amazing team and everyone that has stepped up and crushing it. But today I want to talk about the D. Okay, look at John's face. Everyone, John just got real nervous. He's like, what is she talking about? Oh God, get your minds out of the gutters, everybody. We're going to talk about distractions today. So think about, you guys, a lot of you came here, John giggling. We all came here to either make more money, or we want to like have time freedom, not have a boss, but we tend to get distracted. What's distracting you from getting your tests done, from getting your fast start done, from making your phone calls? Think about this: Netflix, housework, time with friends, happy hour. So when you come to Primerica, we might sell you guys on spare time, but soon do you realize you're probably putting in more than you anticipated. Let's be real, right? You're like, oh, these meetings and stuff. But this is where you're going to meet the people that will change your life forever. And where you realize, hey, I want to be like John Cooper or Dan Trombley or Sarah Fallon. What do? They're making 6 figures. I've got to change the way I work myself. That might be missing happy hour with friends after work to work on your skill set. Procrastination, not focusing on the task at hand. This is a big one. And not keeping a calendar. So many times people are like, oh, I forgot about the meeting. How do you forget about the meeting if it's in your calendar and you set a reminder? Because you don't set a reminder to remind you about the meeting because it's not really that important to you yet, right? So if you get rid of the distractions and the busy work, then you can really focus on the things that matter. Well, what matters? Why are you here? You know, Mario said this the other day. We had an RVP meeting and he said, whatever cools you, eliminate it. So you see Emmy and Bailey on my team running after it. Why? Because they're freaking fired up. They're excited. They're excited about the future, what's happening. And some of you come to Primerica and you're like, wow, my first 30 days with Dan was amazing. And then you start to backslide maybe a little bit because it's not as exciting as it once was, because now you're hitting a few challenges because you're leveling up. But Mario said this, get rid of whatever cools you. What does that mean? What do you relax with? Netflix? Do you go drinking at night? Do you hang out with your friends? Do the things that set your soul on fire, and you'll have it all here. So get rid of it, get it out of the house. Convenience doesn't mean success. I work from home. I love working from home, but I took a note of that. I'm like, maybe I need to get out of the house a little bit. Top 5 things. So when you're prioritizing your day of importance, do it the night before. So a lot of you have full-time jobs, you have a spouse, and you're doing this part-time. What's the most important thing? Your fast start bonus and getting your license. Those are 2 things that you really got to focus on your first 30 to 60 days. Do your schedule the night before. Okay, I work 9 to 5, and then I got to pick up the kids from 5 to 6. And then I've got to have dinner ready. So maybe it prompts you to bring out dinner the night before to plan what you're having for dinner. So it's not taking you an hour and a half to consolidate time. And then go, okay, I got to study for the test. Mom's got to study or dad's got to study for an hour. And you tag team with your spouse and say, hey, this hour is non-negotiable. This is what's going to get us what we need and what we came here for. And then make a list for your fast start bonus. Because these are just little things, but we tend to let the day run us. We don't run the day. And then the day happens like, oh my God, I had to pick up Timmy from daycare. And then I forgot to do dinner. And then John, I did bath time. And then, I'm exhausted. Yeah, you're exhausted. It's 10 o'clock at night, right? Because you haven't made this a priority yet. All these things. So when you're doing stuff, think about this. Are these things getting me closer to my goals and dreams or further? Think about that. I came to Primerica for these intentions. Is me running 10 million directions and maybe not asking the neighbor to help with pickup or having someone help you with things? Think about this. A lot of us do this. Multitasking. I was listening to a podcast, blew my mind. Multitasking is not effective. And as females, we're like, oh, I'm so great. I can multitask everything, John. I can do it all. It's not effective. They've proven this. It's actually called switch tasking. So you're switching what you're doing, Dan. I might be studying for my SIE. Then I'm going to go over here and vacuum the house. And then I'm going to throw a load of laundry. And then I'm going to text my team back. But if I would have just stayed focused on the one thing at hand, I would have been more effective with my time management than thinking I can conquer the world. And then the other thing is emails, you guys. Check this out. The average email will take you off your day by 9 minutes. So they say turn your prompts off. Unless you're like in a position at your day job that you need your email on, they're saying time block even your emails. I'm going to answer my emails at 10 o'clock, at 1 o'clock, and maybe before bed if that's your thing. Instead of running to every email that you see pop up, because they're saying it's so distracting and takes you off task by 9 minutes, and then you get busy doing something else. Here's the other D we're going to talk about tonight: defeat or perceived defeat, right? Aim, I didn't close. Welcome to the club. I didn't close either, right? I got a no. Welcome to the club. I've probably gotten 500 to 1,000, if not more no's. I sucked at the script. Welcome. I did too. I didn't pass the test. Guess what? I didn't pass it the first 2 times. I didn't let any of that stop me. So we tend to let defeat, Dan, go, oh, I'm not really good at this. We're learning a skill set. Because we're so used to people being like, oh, you're bad at this, you're bad at that from corporate. But you go, okay, well, I didn't pass this time. What can I do differently? Oh, I sucked at the script. What can I do differently? I can put it in front of me. Oh, well, do you call your trainer every time you don't close? I called Koob every time I didn't close. I'm like, I didn't close. What can I do differently? And I never gave him an excuse. Oh, I got a no. Well, what kind of no did you get? Do you call for counsel? I was making phone calls and I got a no. Well, what was the conversation? And then are you doing what you can do to get better? So instead of taking it as I'm not meant for this, that D will defeat you, is because you're letting it get to you emotionally. And when you make it a priority, you'll have time, you guys. Anything in life. If you're hungry, you're going to get up and eat because it's a priority. If you have to go to the bathroom, you're eventually going to go to the bathroom, right? When you wake up in the morning, that's a priority with your alarm clock. Think about, well, I don't have enough time. Everyone's busy. I will tell you this, it'll be worth it. So think about emotional distractions, you guys, is another D, distractions of emotional. They're not just physical, like Netflix and busy work, family, friends, spouses, dating, teammates. Think about what affects you emotionally to take you off your game, men and women. I know y'all men don't have feelings like, oh, I'm not emotional. Well, we all get emotional, right? Because if you find that this is taking you off your game in Primerica or with your to-do list, then you might want to limit who you're around and who you're talking to. Or if it's a spouse, it's okay to have a conversation and say, hey, I love you, and it's okay not to support me, but please don't bring any negativity. Just be neutral. Switzerland, you guys, can you just be neutral with me? If you're dating, and John knows this about me, I don't date a lot. People are like, oh, you're single. I'm like, well, I'm building a business right now because emotionally it's not the best thing for me or my team. I only have so much emotional energy to give. And right now I choose to give it to my business. That's emotional intelligence, you guys. So you have to know how you manage life and do what's best for you. Let's talk about the last D, you guys, a decision. God doesn't call the prepared, he prepares the called, right? Amy, I want to wait till I know everything. I want to tell you guys, how do you think I learned everything? By going on appointments, by screwing up so much. I actually left a kitchen table appointment crying. I left my new recruit at the table, mortified. You guys will hear the story one day. Got up and like just straight up walked out of the house and didn't say a word to anybody and was crying and was mortified. But here's the thing, I made a decision. Because I know that Primerica works. I know what we do is right. I love the company. I love what we do. I made a decision to get better. I made a decision to want more. I made a decision to take the test one more time, actually 2 more times. You know, I made the decision, hey, I'm not going to stop, to skill up, to do my homework diligently until I did it, and to dream a little bigger. Here's what we're not used to. We're not used to dreaming like, hey, can I really have it all? If I do all the things that John and Amy and Sarah tell me to do, will I have what John has? 150%, you guys. Follow John, follow Dan, follow Sarah, follow me, follow all your leaders on the call, because what we did is what our leader told us to do, just like we're asking you to do. You guys, if you do what we ask you to do, you'll have what we have. I love you guys. And Sarah, back to you.
Wow. Oh my gosh, Amy, that was honestly one of your best talks. That was amazing. Can we talk about the D for a second? That's distractions. We're going to eliminate that. All right. So good. So you guys tonight, I want to see all the cameras on. I want to see all your pretty faces. Okay. Cameras on gives us energy back. And let me tell you, I'm so excited for Chris Koob to come on so he can feel this excitement. All right. Now our very next speaker, you guys, this guy, let me tell you about Dan Trombley, okay? One of my favorite people in the business, okay? He's had such exponential growth, him and his beautiful wife, Natalie. You guys, near-term $200,000 earner. Next, near-term senior vice president, Dan Trombley, take it away.
And thank you so much for that introduction, Sarah. Man, it's such an honor to be on here with you guys tonight. And Amy, what a great talk. I'm actually going to be talking about a couple of things that you had touched base on. But what I wanted to go over with you guys tonight is something that is so crucial in your growth here, guys. And it's something that's going to require attention, right? It's going to require you to be intentional. And that's going to be mental toughness. Okay, guys. So the first thing, what is the definition of mental toughness? Well, mental toughness is having developed psychological edge that enables you to be more consistent, determined, focused, confident, and be under control under pressure, right? It can make the difference of you here in winning in this business or walking away. You guys have all heard of this gentleman right here, guys, Michael Jordan, right? Some of you guys might know his story, right? He was cut from his high school basketball team. And a lot of us could have just said, okay, well, that's a sign, right? I'm not meant for basketball. But not for him, right? What he did was he took the time during that summer to practice, right? Every single day, he got better. He improved his skill set, and he went back. He got on the team, and obviously we all know him today as the GOAT of basketball, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And that could be you in this business, guys. Are you going to take that perceived defeat that Amy was talking about and walk away? Or are you going to get better? See, the law of dominant thought is something that ties together with everything. What is running through your mind right now? Is it negative? Is it positive? Is it just neutral? Guys, it's very important to control your thoughts, because your thoughts, believe it or not, control the actions. Now, when it comes to things like Amy was actually talking about, testing, what is your thought process around testing? Are you telling yourself that you're not going to pass? Are you telling yourself that it's hard? Because guess what? You're making it harder than it has to be. And if you're going to tell yourself that, you might not pass the first time. Appointment setting, a lot of you guys on this call are brand new, right? You're just getting into the swing of things when it comes to appointment setting. Are you telling yourself you're a beast on the phone? Or are you telling yourself that you're set this appointment? Closing, right? A lot of you guys are in the process of becoming independent leaders in this organization. Your mindset around closing has to be, you are going to close every single time. Now, the distractions is a big part of the business too, that we need to be able to understand, right? Our minds are always running, right? We need to learn how to block out distractions, because at the end of the day, all they do is they cause stress and frustration. See, the way that I like to think about our minds is it's kind of like a television. See, if the wrong channel might pop up and you might not like what you're seeing, but guess what, guys? It's like grabbing the remote and clicking the channel to a different channel. You can change that. We can refocus on what we're supposed to be refocusing on. See, some of the things that I use to help with my distractions is, as business owners, we have to be able to control our mind, right? I like to think about my why. Why am I here? I like to think about my goals. I write them down every single day. I do daily affirmations to help myself remember that. And the biggest thing is I like to think about my team and their goals, because guys, if I'm not on my A game, how can I expect to help them to get to their goals, what they want to have happen in this business? It's extremely important to be able to wipe those distractions out. Next is fear, right? And so a lot of parallels with our talk, Amy. But guys, fear is an obstacle for some people, but it's an illusion for me. I love that. Michael Jordan. See, fear is the number one reason in this business, fear of rejection, that people have issues picking up the phone. But again, it's going to come back to what are you telling yourself? Fear ultimately can paralyze people from doing nothing in this business. So how do we get around that fear? We have to understand that this is a fail forward business, and failure, guys, it is the best teacher in the world. At the end of the day, failing gives us the ability to learn what not to do and what to do better, right? Amy talked about calling Koob every time she didn't close. I do the exact same thing, because I take that as an opportunity to learn from what it is that I did. See, if I closed every single call, I wouldn't learn very much, right? I'd be thinking I'm the best there is. I ain't got to learn nothing, right? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be. But when that doesn't happen, I use that as an opportunity to grow in what it is that I'm doing. Appointment setting, right? If you guys are not closing on appointment setting, the first person you need to be going back to is your coach, your mentor. You need to be telling them, hey, this is what I said. This is what they said. I didn't close. What can I change? That is an opportunity to learn. See, pressure is something that's very interesting, guys, because under pressure, people can either perform 15% better or they can perform 15% worse. See, pressure can cause, just like fear, it can cause us to become tense and shut down. But for the mentally tough guys, pressure does not change our actions. See, typically the people who let the pressure get to them are the ones that are not confident enough with their ability to succeed. See, that's a big thing. You have to become confident enough, and guess where that confidence comes from? It comes from perfect practice, right? Koobs like to say, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. So what I want to go over you guys real quick before we get off here are what I like to call the 7 C's, or the 7 characteristics of mental toughness. So this is going to be huge, guys. So first, we have competitive, okay? Being competitive is always finding a way to win and doing whatever it takes. You have to have a competitive edge in this business, guys. Being competitive, this is my sport. I absolutely love it. Running the leaderboards, getting out there and making it happen. See, winners make the best of the obstacles that they're thrown in their way, and they push themselves to the absolute max. Next is going to be confidence, just like I talked about. See, being a business owner for yourself requires a positive can-do attitude. Belief in ourselves in every aspect of the business is what's going to actually take you the distance. With confidence comes conviction, and convince people. See, when you sit down on a call with somebody and you're talking to them about what we do for families, they can feel that conviction. They can feel that compassion that you have for people, and convince people. Next is going to be, what do I have there, guys? I'm sorry. Got this thing up here. Control. Okay. I talked about that earlier. As humans, we're naturally emotional in everything that we do. We need to learn how to control that. See, we need to be able to control our emotions and display emotional intelligence. See, one of the biggest kind of hurdles I had at the beginning coming into this business was I had to learn how to separate my emotions from the outcomes, right? Outcomes of phone calls, outcomes of appointments, outcomes of interactions. I'm a guy that's pretty emotional. I wear my heart on my sleeve. And, when any rejection came my way, I'm like, man, what the heck did I do wrong? Or what is it me? I had to learn that it's not me, for one. And for two, I need to learn how to push through that and move forward. And guys, I'm telling you right now, once I learned how to control that and learn how to just continue pushing forward, that was when my business truly started to explode. Next is going to be commitment. Guys, this one is massive, right? We need to be 100% committed to what we're doing for families, as well as what we're doing for our family. See, keeping your eyes on the prize and the end goal is going to help you build your Primerica business. The stronger your commitment, the less phased you're going to be by these distractions and obstacles when they end up coming up. Next is going to be composure. Keep your cool when the heat is on, right? That's the biggest thing is as leaders on this call, we need to learn how to keep our composure around our team, right? I like to say in this, you guys have probably heard this before, but if you have a rough day, if you have, a couple no-shows or whatever, that only goes up, right? You have to keep your composure on your team. You never want to be complaining or telling stories that about your bad day to your team or to people that are below you or even to the side of you, right? And always want to take it to your leader. You need to keep your composure. Next is going to be courage, right? We need to get comfortable being uncomfortable. See, I like to say that the comfort zone is pretty, but nothing grows there. So you need to get out of it. The only way to get better as a leader is to challenge ourselves and be uncomfortable. Next and last is consistency, guys. This one right here beats out every single one of them. We need to be consistent and continue to push ourselves every single day. You see, you can do all of the other C's, every single one of them, but if you're not doing them consistently, you're not going to build a massive business here. You're going to have high highs and you're going to have low lows. Consistency is the most important part of this puzzle. Keeping a high activity is going to help with that consistency. Now, as a brand new person in this business, someone like yourself should be setting on average 2 to 3 appointments a day. For someone who's a full-timer in this business, we set on average anywhere from 3 to 5 appointments a day. See, guys, I have built my business on that small fundamental right there. Small little daily goals. You see, a lot of us, when we tend to look at this business, we look at someone like Koob or myself or Amy, and we're like, wow, or even Sarah, you're like, wow, that they did a lot of work to get to where they're at. Right. And it can become overwhelming. It's like looking at a brick wall that you need to build and be like, dang, that thing is 5 miles long. And if you focus on the total thing, then yeah, it's going to overwhelm the crap out of you. But what you should be doing, guys, is taking a look at that one single brick that you have in your hand and making sure that you're placing that brick perfectly, making sure it's nice and level and it looks great, and continue doing that day after day. And eventually, guys, you're going to have a massive wall built. Thank you so much, guys, for letting me speak tonight. Back to you, Sarah.
Wow, Dan, spin straight fire. Oh my gosh, that was so good. You guys, I am so excited to announce the next speaker, okay? Guys, this guy is the most excited person in Primerica. He's the most committed. He's the most excited, and he's the most determined. Our next $1 million earner, our incredible coach, John Cooper. Take it away, John.
Come on, Sarah. I love that introduction, man. That is so freaking good. I get fired the freak up, man. You guys, like, seriously, like, hey, man, let's do the Mario. Let's get excited, okay? He like does this, like, everybody, come on. We want to see everybody's hands moving. Come on, Julie Conson, I see you, girl. Okay, give me a couple claps. Let's get excited. Let's wake up my kids. Okay, like Amy said, no, let's keep them sleeping. Okay, let's settle down. Everybody settle down, okay? I'm just kidding. Britt's in the other room watching. She's like, John, keep it down. But hey, I'm your last speaker before we invite up Chris Koob. And man, oh man, give it up for your incredible coaches who just spoke. I mean, Dan, Amy, they absolutely crushed it, you guys. And you know, one of the things, you guys, I get asked all the time, like, and to be honest with you, I sometimes find myself asking myself the question, like, man, like, how am I always so dang fired up? Like, why? Like, where does it come from? Like, how is it so consistent? How do you stay like that? And guys, like, it's because of this business. Like, I don't have any like magic formula. I don't have like, you know, some special energy drink, okay, that does it. I don't have any white powder, okay, like people have accused me of. Like, that guy's coked out. I had literally somebody on my Coop's Corner on my Instagram page. Literally, somebody's like, this guy's got to be snorting coke. I deleted his comment, and I had my buddies text me like, Coop's Corner's got some haters. And I'm like, no, it's not that. It's just, I'm just Coop's juice. I like that, Alec. I just like am so passionate about this business because this business has changed my life. And see, this business, guys, has the opportunity. You have the opportunity to do something here that actually matters. You know, one of my teammates, Julie Conson, she texted me the other day. She's like, I'm at my job. It's 110 degrees in here. I'm absolutely miserable. I got to get out of here. And there's so many people, you guys, and maybe that's you on this call tonight. And you're like, man, I got to get out of this life-sucking job. I got to get out of the rat race. I'm so sick and tired of doing the same thing every day, week after week, month after month, year after year, decade after decade, and calling that a life. And see, Primerica unlocks the door. It is the door. It is the key that unlocks the door to your potential. See, God has put in every single one of us a set of gifts and callings and talents. And see, God, listen, God does not make losers, y'all. We've learned to do that all on our own. And sometimes, y'all, it's not even our fault. It's the jobs that we work in where there's no ability to win. It's the careers that maybe we didn't even choose, but we just fell into because we needed to make money. But there's no opportunity to grow. Maybe it's the environments that we've been placed in. And see, you're on this call tonight. There's 161 people on this call tonight that have said that I'm making a change. But let me tell you something, guys. Life will not change for us if we don't change it. Okay? Let me be real with you. Life will not change for us if we don't make a change. We only get better by changing. When you think about the call and the destiny of the beautiful, butterfly that's like flying, it's got all the beautiful colors in it. It didn't start as that butterfly. It had to go through a transformation. It had to start with the caterpillar. And that sucker, it had to go into a season of incubation where it's in that chrysalis, right? And that thing is, maybe it's in there wondering, like, when the heck am I going to get out of this? But it took time, the transformation, to have its full effect. And then boom, out of the chrysalis comes that magnificent masterpiece to be all that God called it to be. And see, you might not be where you want to be, y'all, but thank God you're not where you used to be. Maybe you just started in this business today, and maybe you're like, man, oh man, like just 24 hours ago, you're wondering, how am I going to pay my bills this week? How am I going to pay rent this month? How am I going to afford that mortgage payment? How am I going to send my kids to that school next year? And you're wondering and wondering. And then boom, somebody introduces you to Primerica and everything changes. Because look at guys, there's 3 stages of our business. Number 1 is the hope phase. Okay? Number 1 is the hope phase. And that's where you are bombarded with like the messaging that, hey, you could actually change your life here. Your life does not have to be based on past examples and past circumstances. Your future is bright, right? So that's number 1, is you actually have a hope. Number 2, the second phase is the phase of belief. You show up to meetings. You plug in with your team. You get promoted. You see your numbers move. You see your bank account like starting to rise. Like the red numbers when you log in are no longer red with a little slash, which is like the negative next to it. And it's in black, believe it or not. Okay, type in the chat, back in black. Okay, I'm not talking AC/DC, right? I'm back in black, right? I'm back in the black, no longer in the red, y'all. We're gonna get a bunch of you guys back in black, y'all. Okay, how many guys want to be back in black? No more red. No more red. No more emails at night that says your account's getting ready to overdraft. You guys know what I'm talking about. Am I preaching to somebody today? Come on, Samantha Stanton. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. I see those Jasmine Townsend. I see those Jasmine hands. She's got Jasmine hands going on. Okay. She's like 2 hands. I know those. I know those emails, y'all. I know them very well from back in the day. Haven't seen one of those in a long time, but I remember them, y'all. Okay. okay? So the second phase is the belief phase. The second phase is the belief phase. That's when you start to believe like, wow, I could actually do this. I could actually see that there's potential here. I actually see that, hey, if I do what my coaches tell me to do, they're not just telling me to do it just to do it. They're telling you to do it because there's a purpose attached to it. And then number 3, the third phase is the abundance phase. That's the phase of abundance. That's when you build a team, and you start living the dream, okay? You build a team and you start living the dream. And see, listen, guys, early on in the business, I was not motivated. Let me teach you guys something, okay? John Cooper was not motivated by money. John Cooper was not motivated by influence. John Cooper was not motivated by my dreams or my goals that I had hidden in my heart, okay? I was more motivated by the fear of loss than the prospect of gain. I was afraid that if I didn't seize this opportunity, that I was going to miss my moment, that I was going to miss my opportunity, that I was going to miss my chance, because where else was John Cooper going to go? Guys, listen, I was making $2,000 a month just 9 years ago. Just 9 years ago, you guys, I was making $2,000 a month. It was $2,000, like it was like $2,105 and like some change. That was straight up it. It was $2,105. And I knew what that paycheck was coming in every single 2 weeks. And guys, now we're making $2,000 a day. A day. And I'm not saying that to brag or boast. I'm saying that to impress upon you and your family that this business will change your life, you guys. And see, we're coming into month end. We're in month end, guys. Okay? And we got to focus on 2 things. And I want to get Chris up here to light us up. We got to focus on 2 things right now. Type in the chat 2 things. 2 things. Come on. Let's see those come on, Jasmine hands. Let's see those Jasmine hands. 2 things, okay? 2 things. 1 are promotions, okay? And I've got a great little incentive I'm about to give you here in a second, okay? And number 2 is licensing, okay? Promotions and licensing. Our business, our promotions in motion. And guys, listen, you might be brand spanking new and you're like, I don't even know how to get promoted yet. I haven't even done my orientation yet. Talk to your upline and they're going to do that. But here's your month end incentive. You guys ready? Type in the chat, I'm ready. Okay. And then we're going to get Chris up here, guys. But every single person on this call, there's 161 people on this call. Okay. Every single person that gets 1 policy that protects 1 life insurance client from today to month end, which month end, let me give you the exact date, is August 1st. Okay, that's 6 days from now. Okay, 6 days away. Every single person on this call that gets 1 life insurance policy, it doesn't matter the size of it. It could be $1,000 a month. It could be $15 a month. Okay. Whatever size, we are sending you. And I am a champion. Look at that sucker. And I am a champion. You guys know, like, hey, we're the relentless champions, right? Okay. You are getting an I am a champion bracelet, that rubber band bracelet that you can wear proudly on your wrist. I did an incentive for a couple people in my base last month. Those should be in the mail. Marissa, our office manager, sent them out. I brought them up to the office. If you haven't get them yet, make sure you inbox me on that. But if you close, when you close 1 policy, you protect 1 person, 1 family, every single person. Listen, I want to give out 161 of these that you look down every single day. And when you forget who you are, you look down and you say, that's right, I am a champion, right? When you're wondering and you're doubting, when you feel fear, right? And fear is just contaminated faith, y'all, okay? When you feel that fear or that doubt or that insecurity, you look down and you remember, I am a champion. When you're feeling worried and you feel anxiety and you look down and you say, that's right, I am a champion. I'm not a worrier, I'm a warrior, baby, okay? You look down and remember, I am a champion, okay? In fact, I want you to type that in the chat. I am a champion. Type that in the chat. I am a champion, guys, okay? And I want to know one thing before I invite Chris up is, are you going to win one of these? Are you going to win one of these? I want you so bad to be able to look at this thing every single day as a reminder that I am a champion. So listen, RVPs, make sure you're going to have to keep track of that for your teams, okay? Send those lists to me, okay? Because we want everybody to get one of these things. But guys, man, I am so freaking pumped up. You say, how, John Cooper, can you be any more excited after just speaking like that? Because it just doesn't stop, y'all. And I'm so excited for our incredible guest speaker. You know, Chris and Elizabeth Koob have been just incredible mentors and leaders to myself, to Brittany, to this organization. I had the opportunity I had the honor of speaking for Chris and the school that he did last summer. It's crazy how fast time goes. And I don't think that there's anybody better. I mean, Chris Koob has the largest, I don't even know how many RVPs. I think like 1,000 RVPs, something like that. With a bigot, he's the leader of Team Unstoppable. They wear the all white, okay, on the floor at convention. They're undeniably massive. And I just cannot wait to hear from him tonight, to speak to this team. He's a friend of Relentless. He's a friend of Brittany and I, and he's an incredible mentor and leader in the incredible company that Primerica is. Chris, we are so honored to have you. Take it away.
Hey, thanks, John. Thanks, Brittany. What an honor it is to talk to you all. Okay, you got to give me a little bit of time to get back, get up to John's level. It might take me a while. Hey, I'm glad you mentioned that, John, because it really, you know, we've maybe done 6 or 7 of those, and by far and away, John and Brittany were the best. They just did an awesome job. We have people talking about it all the time. I mean, tremendous leaders. You guys are very fortunate. Okay, they're tremendous leaders. I mean, they got huge hearts for everybody, and certainly their team. Awesome motivators. Okay, I'm fired up. I only got like 5 minutes of his talk. Okay, I got to get one of those bracelets. Okay, and just wonderful people. I mean, I spent time with them, and you get to know people in Primerica pretty well. Okay, I mean, that, in my opinion, they're as good as it gets, and you're very fortunate to have them. Hey, I just wanted to take the time. Some of this will be a reminder, some of this will be informative. Okay, I just wanted to talk to people about, okay, going to the next level, making it happen. What are you going to do? And I guess before I do all that, maybe I should just tell you, okay, there's probably a lot of you that discount yourself. There's probably a lot of you that remind yourself that maybe you aren't a champion in your mind. Okay, we think of you as a champion, but maybe, you know, if we peel back a few layers, you don't see yourself as a champion. You don't see yourself. Okay, I just want to challenge you. Okay, you're part of Primerica. Okay, it really, I mean, it has everything to do with you, but not anything to do with you. Does that make sense? Okay, I mean, the system of Primerica, the system that John and Brittany have built and are part of, okay, that's what creates success. Okay, yeah, you have to grow a little bit, yes. You have to change a little bit, yes. Okay, but everybody can do that. And so I'm just going to say to you, okay, you can't screw it up. I mean, my first 54 appointments, I got 0 clients. Okay, I used to drive around the block, okay, 2, 3, or 4 times just to convince myself to pull in the driveway for an appointment. They knew I was coming. Okay, I mean, I hung up on my first person. I mean, you can't screw this up anyway any more than Elizabeth and I did. Okay, so here's my formula. Okay, and you might want to write this down. Okay, here's my formula. A dream life. If you want a dream life, I'm going to challenge you to go for a dream life. Okay, but if you want a dream life, it's God plus Primerica plus personal growth. Okay, now you can make a lot of money, without God. Okay, that's not. But I'm talking about a dream life, joy, peace, happiness. Okay, I mean, be beyond your wildest imagination. Okay, God plus Primerica equals plus personal growth equals a dream life. and you can have the God and the personal growth, but not have Primerica, and I'm not sure you get there. We'll talk about that in a second. So I'm going to talk just briefly about the personal growth, and then we'll jump into the Primerica and you know, just what's going on, and et cetera. Okay, so I'm just going to challenge everybody, okay, to read. You know, I get it. Okay, you know, if you need to listen to a book, okay, that's fine, but that's not really as effective. You're going to have to write down stuff, okay, for it to stay in there and so on. You know, the Elon Musk, when he said, you know, he's asked, you know, what made you decide to go start SpaceX? Okay, which I think is like close to, you know, I mean, it's a huge company. He said, well, I just went to the library and started reading. Okay, I mean, this is a guy, okay, that has built, I mean, it never before does somebody say, I'm gonna compete with NASA, okay, and he goes and creates a deal where now NASA uses his stuff, and he started by reading. Okay, so I'm just going to challenge you. I'm going to share this screen with you just so you can copy it, so you can take a picture of it. Hold on just a second. Okay, keep going. Oops, going too fast. Okay, there you go. So that's just a list of books that I'd recommend you take down. I'm not going to go through them all because I want to talk about that personal growth. But I'd read every one of those. In fact, I've read most of them 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 times. Okay, so here's the key principles, and I was going to bring them up one at a time, but mostly because of time, I'm just going to throw them at you. You can take a picture. Okay, but the self-improvement's the great accelerator. Okay, you pass everybody. Elizabeth and I, okay, can attest to you. We didn't have the skills, we didn't have the background, we didn't have all that kind of stuff. Okay, but all we did was get better every day, get better, just a little bit better, and then you end up, you know, getting some pretty good stuff if you do that. Okay, stop making excuses for where you're at. You're letting yourself off the hook. Okay, it really doesn't matter where you're at. What it matters is where you're going. Okay, so start focusing on where you're going. People that make excuses for where they're at have no idea where they're going, so they have to justify where they're at. Okay, keep your priorities in order. We kind of talked about that. Stop caring what other people think. I get it. Okay, I like everybody to like me. I want everybody to think I'm awesome and wonderful and so on. Okay, the difference is I'm not willing to change my direction. I'm not willing to change what I need to accomplish for my family to please others. Okay, you know, so at some point in time, you have to say to yourself, my goals and my dreams and my family are more important than other people's opinion of me. Okay, you got to believe in our cause. No one does what we do. I think if you take the lifetime stress of somebody, the overwhelming majority of it comes from financial stress. Okay, and for us to be able to, I mean, the financial industry, all they want to do is sell things to families. They don't care if people become financially independent. They just want to sell things. The magic of Primerica is we change families' lives. Okay, and we don't have any competition because no one else in the industry is going to do that. Okay, so to accomplish that, you're just going to have to learn to do the boring stuff. Okay, I love John's attitude and his energy and so on. Okay, he's done presentations. He's probably done thousands of presentations, and every single one he's going to give it everything he's got. The folks that just do enough, the folks that just put in their time, the folks that just go through the motions, those folks never succeed in anything. It's the folks that give it everything they got every time. They don't have to be the greatest, okay? They just got to be the best them every time. Okay, it takes energy. I'm not going to tell you that they're you know, before tonight. Okay, I'm not going to tell you I was like just giddy to do another presentation. Okay, when I got asked by John and Brittany, I thought that was a huge honor. So I was very honored. But after you've given a million times, okay, but that's not what they're asking me for. They're asking me for the best Chris Koob I can give. Okay, I might not be the best speaker on here. Okay, certainly not with John and Brittany on here, but I can be the best I can be. And you know what? You show up with your best every day, you pass everybody. Okay, you pass everybody. Don't expect life to be fair. Okay, it's not. Okay, and to be very frank with you, every single one of you, every single one of us has already been given way more than we should. Okay, you take the world, we all, every single one of us, you could be like feeling like you're broke and you're, blah, 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 blah. You already live better than 85% of the world's population. Okay, some reason you ended up in the United States. Okay, life has already been way too gifted for you. Okay, compared to the rest of the world. No, it's not fair, but you're on the better end. Okay, stop doing the same things. Okay, expecting different results. Raise your game, raise your expectation. Okay. And then the last thing is recruiting directs solves all problems. Okay, we'll talk a little about that in just a second. Okay, but recruiting direct solves all problems. So I mentioned to you that I wanted to kind of talk to you about a dream life. Okay, yeah, I kind of want to convince you of a dream life. It's so easy to settle. For what most people might call a good life. Okay, you pay your bills, you got a house, you got a car, you got a whatever, okay, whatever that is for you. And we've said it before, but good is the enemy of great. Okay, I'm challenging you to change your expectations of you. Okay, I think I could take every single person on this Zoom and cut their income in half. Okay, cut their lifestyle in half, cut their lodging in half, cut their the whatever. Okay, and you know what? Every single one of you, if I did that, you wouldn't sleep. Okay, you'd scratch and claw to get back to where you were. Okay, back to where you are now, because that's acceptable for you. Bill Runder, who obviously is one of your great uplines. Okay, Bill said it to me this way. He said, "Chris, have you ever drove around those neighborhoods that like are scary? Okay, like you only want to drive in the daytime, and you might have said to yourself, Chris, when you were driving in those neighborhoods, you might have said to yourself, how can people live this way?" And Bill said to me, he said, "Chris, I just want you to know, when I drive around your neighborhood, that's what I think." Okay. And this is when I was, I don't know, I was making maybe 100 grand. And so I'm like, ouch, ouch. Chris had to change his expectations. Chris had to see himself differently. And I'm challenging all of you, quit settling for where you are right now. Okay. Go after a dream life, okay? A dream life that really doesn't exist anywhere else on the planet like Primerica, okay? And there's 4 magical things about Primerica. Oh, shoot, there's 400 magical things about Primerica, okay? But there's 4 things I want to kind of talk to you about, because there's lots of ways you can, make a living, okay? There's lots of ways you can do different things, okay? But there's only one place on the planet that will get you these 4 things like Primerica. One is massive income. And I'm even going to add passive to that, okay? Massive passive income. The rest of the world, okay, trades hours for dollars. They may be a basketball player, okay, and trade at a very high rate, a professional basketball player, or they may be good in sales, okay, and maybe trade at a massive level. But the challenge they have is they still have to trade hours for dollars. That's the magic of Primerica. Massive passive income. Okay, I mean, Elizabeth and I could like, John and Brittany, okay, the leaders of Primerica that are doing the things that we suggest you to do. Okay, they could take off months and years and their income wouldn't change. That's beauty. That's living. Number 2, complete freedom. I kind of bled into that. Okay, so high income, but high income with complete freedom of time. Okay, one of the reasons we have complete freedom of time is we got a home office of 2,000 people that do all the crap. Okay, do all the crap that every other business owner doesn't want to mess with. Okay, if you're a business owner, you do accounts payable, you do accounts receivable, you do collection, you do underwriting, you'd have attorneys on retainer, you do all that kind of stuff, or you'd be paying the people to do that. Okay, we've got a home office that does all that stuff, so we don't have to. Okay, all we have to do is invest in people's lives. Okay, I mean, sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's yucky. Okay, but you talk about a return. You talk about a return of your time, a return of your investment. Man, that's a massive amount of return. Okay, the third thing that Primerica gives us is significance. Okay, what we do matters. I promise you. There's a whole bunch of people right now that'll go to bed tonight, will wake up sometime tonight, or will never go to sleep because they're stressed out about money. Okay, maybe they're stressed out about paying bills. Maybe they're stressed out about their debt. Maybe they're stressed out about how they're going to send their kids to college. Maybe they're stressed out about retirement. That's what we do, and no one else does it. We fundamentally change people's lives, and that's not even talking about the people that come work with us. Okay, I mean, this thing is magical. Think about financial peace. Think about giving a family financial peace. The study I just read said financial literacy is one of the greatest challenges facing our country today. Okay, or financial illiteracy, I should say. Number one, massive passive income. Number two, complete freedom of time. Number three, significance. Changing people's lives. You know, every poll out there for the last few years that asks people what they want in a career, what they want for what they do for a living, okay, near the top or at the top is always significance, always doing something that matters, always doing something that changes the world. We have that, okay? And then fourth is wealth. Wealth, okay? Not a good income, wealth, okay? Assets, okay? So, I mean, when you compare all that, massive passive income, freedom of time, significance, wealth, there's nothing like Primerica. Nothing does what Primerica, okay? And when you look at the first generation billionaires, okay, if you want to go to the Forbes or whatever, you look at the first generation billionaires, how did they get it? They didn't get it by investing, okay? That's the second generation billionaires, okay? They got it by building a business. So I'm gonna challenge you, if you want a dream life, I'm gonna challenge you to chase wealth, not just income, okay? And I get it, okay? I grew up in a very rural town, no stoplight, okay? You know, no one at my family dinner table talked about wealth, okay? No one talked like this way, okay? So I get it. For a lot of you, this might be, you know, beyond where you've been, okay? I'm just going to challenge you to change your thinking, change who you're, just by you hanging around different people, you're changing, okay? I mean, you think about this, okay? You go become a VP and then develop VPs. Every time you develop a VP, okay, you add about $70,000 a year to your income. Okay, you know, I mean, think about that. Okay, I promote a VP, boom, add another 70,000 to my income, boom, promote. I mean, you go promote 8 or 10 VPs. Okay, wow. Okay, but not only does it add 70,000 to your income, it probably adds about $500,000 to your net worth. Where else can you do that? Okay, make massive income. Okay. And grow your income, but also grow your net worth. Okay, that, I mean, it's having it all. So I want to show you this last PowerPoint if I've got time. Maybe I don't. But Primerica broke the code. Okay, we have absolutely broke the code when it comes to financial services. Okay, let me just show you. I'm gonna run through these real quick. You're probably gonna need to take pictures if you want to get it, because I'm gonna have to go through quick. I'm running out of time. Okay. But we broke the code in so many ways, okay? The financial industry, how they prospect is they do cold calls, okay? You know, how we prospect is field training and referrals, okay? Somebody's introducing us to that person, okay? And while we're doing, think about this, while we're obtaining a client, we're also training somebody that could grow their business, become a VP, and grow our asset. Okay, at the same time, everything lines up. Every other place out there, okay, the income, what you do to get clients, build a bit, all that doesn't line up like it does here. We broke the code. We broke the code because we have multiple products. Okay, we don't have to make all our money from just one product. You look at the average insurance salesperson, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, makes $67,000. Okay, would that a human being make more if they had more people to see? Heavens, yes. Okay, but they've only got so many people that you can see. Okay, the average investment advisor makes $93,000. If people were lined up outside their door waiting with a ticket to say, "Hey, will you help me out?" Would they make more money? Heavens, yes. The problem is finding more people. That's all sales is. Sales. The challenge with sales is not retail. The challenge with sales is prospecting. Go and find people and so on. Okay. Okay. Average loan officer makes $76,000. We can do all that with one client. Okay, so our folks can make more money per person. Okay, so they make more money. Okay, and then you combine that with field training, we can see endless people. I mean, it's magical. We have broke the code. Okay, and then you talk about ownership. Okay, every other person in the financial, you can work for State Farm for the next 500 years, you own nothing. You can go work for Merrill Lynch for the next 500 years, you own nothing. Okay, you come to work for Primerica, you can own something. We broke the code. Okay, that's how we're taking over this industry. It's the same way that Remax took over the real estate industry. They didn't go say, "Hey, we're looking for real estate agents." They said, "We're looking for people that want to own a real estate office." And overnight, okay, my mom was a real estate broker when it happened overnight. Okay, then Keller Williams came in and kind of took their thing to a whole new level. Okay, how did McDonald's take over the restaurant industry? Okay, back when they started, everybody was a mom and pop. Okay, no, the owners of mom and pops weren't saying, "Hey, we're looking for some more owners." They were looking for servers and cooks and stuff like that. McDonald's said, "No, we're going to do it different. We're going to look for owners and teach them how to run a business." And basically, overnight, they became the largest in the industry. I think like 18% of every dollar that goes into that industry goes through McDonald's. Okay, can you see what's happening? Okay, both of those companies took over their industry with the same philosophy that we've adopted. We're not looking for people that want to be a salesperson for the next 60 years. Okay, that be their career and then they retire. We're looking for people that want to own something. Okay, we love people that want to be help clients and maybe part-time and so on. That's awesome. Okay, but what we're looking for is owners. We change people's life when they become an owner in Primerica. Okay, that's what we do. Okay, so this is the last slide, then I'm done. Okay. I'm gonna challenge you. You go get one. I don't know where that slide went. Okay, let me take this off a second. Okay, hold on just a second. I know you guys will look at that if I keep it up there. I had the company do a study. Well, study, that's not right. Okay, they ran a report. How's that? And I asked them to tell me, okay, what the average growth in income is for a VP that gets one new recruit a week, direct, and gets one of those folks licensed a month. So 4 recruits a week or a month, okay, and get one of them licensed. Easy to do, easy not to do. Okay, and I'm talking about for a VP, that's the report they did, but I'm gonna challenge you. You go do that. If you're a future VP, you go do that, you're gonna be a VP. Okay, you're gonna be VP probably in the next 6 months or less. Okay, you want to go be a VP this year? Okay, go get one direct a week. Okay, and get one of those folks licensed a month. Okay, you're probably gonna build something huge. They ran this report for me. The average VP that did that grew their income by $300,000 the year they did it. Some of them were VPs making 100, okay, and grew it to 400. Some of them were folks making a million and grew it to 1.4 million. Isn't that mind-boggling? That doesn't even count the amount of their income growing the next year and the next year from that year that they did all that. This thing is unbelievable. So I'm just going to challenge you, okay? You know, you become a VP, you get a base doing 30 by 20 by 6 license, okay? Obviously, you'll make 200 grand. I'm not saying that's chump change, okay? 200 grand, 200 grand. I mean, where I live, 200 grand, okay? That's some decent money, okay? But don't stop there. Okay, you go do the okay. The second year, you get your base up even higher. Okay, promote some VPs, go to SVP, your income goes to 400. Okay, the third year, you go to NSD, promote a few VPs, go to NSD, make 700,000. 4 years from now, $1 million a year. Now, do we have people that do it faster than us? Heavens, yes. Okay, but I'm saying to you, every single person on this phone or the Zoom could be that. I want to challenge this group, okay? Coopers need to be at $1 million a year. They would probably never say that to you all, okay? But Coopers need to be at $1 million a year in the next 12 months, okay? 2023. And it's what we do now, okay? It's what you all do now, recruiting and licensing that put them there, okay? And then they're going to reach down. You know what kind of leaders they are. They're going to reach down, okay? And they're going to bring a bunch of you, bunch more people to $1 million, a bunch of people to 200 grand, a bunch of people to 400 grand, a bunch of it. Okay, there's stuff happening right now, okay? I hope you don't miss it. This is the greatest time in the history of primary. I've been here for 39 years. It hasn't even been here anywhere close to it. Okay, the first of this year, I was saying, okay, unbelievable, never been okay. And then we hit that convention, and in my wild imagination, I never thought we would go from growing like this to growing like this. But that's where we're at. So you just have to ask yourself, are you going to take advantage of that? Or are you going to miss it? Okay. I appreciate you guys. Okay. I appreciate your leaders. I appreciate your team. I'm just so proud to be a teammate of this group right here and all the people in Primerica. Appreciate you all. Thanks for inviting me tonight.
Wow, Chris, thank you so much. I don't think I've ever seen you that fired up, man. Come on, baby. I love it. Chris, thank you so much. We're so honored to have you. Guys, man, just please give Chris a big shout out in the chat, man. He 39 years, y'all, and he's just as fired up today as day one. He does not override this team. Guess how much he gets paid to be on this call? Literally nothing, guys. And he is taking time away from his family to be with us. And man, guys, listen, this is the charge. This is the moment. This is our time. It's time to get after it. We've got a week left, y'all. And I want to see everybody gets one of these bracelets. Everybody gets their I am a champion bracelet. And I've got one question for you as we close. How's everybody feeling? Type it in the chat. Go get your bracelet. I love you guys. I love this team. God bless you. See you at the top.